Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing on with my empties from 2024 and we are going through skincare. Without further hesitation, let's get right into this video. I'm going to go through my skincare empties in the order in which I apply them. So the first thing I do when I need to, hypochlorous acid spray. I'll also use this if I'm having a cut, if I'm having an eczema flare, whatever the occasion calls for, I will use a mist of this. And I'm pretty sure I went through 2 more bottles. I know I currently have one going, average one every 3 months, so I should have 1 or 2 more of these somewhere, but this is normally my first step when I wake up in the morning if I need it. It's a great way for removing bacteria that can cause inflammation, irritation, but hypochlorous acid doesn't have the risk of building up an immunity or resistance against it, so that's why I love using it in my skincare routine. The next step in my routine normally is in the morning, and it's using a face mask. I don't do a lot of face mask. I used a lot of these face masks in this manner just to use them up so I could clear out the space because I didn't want to waste the product. When I want to use a face mask, it's normally first thing in the morning before I take my morning shower. I will take like a damp cloth, wipe my face off, and then apply my mask. And then after it sits on for about 5-10 minutes, jump in the shower, rinse it off, and then proceed with the rest of my skincare routine. The mask I finished off were the Dior Hydro-Life Extra Plump Mask. This soothing, hydrating mask. It's very similar to something like Pond's Cold Cream, how you can leave it on as a mask. It has a lot of fragrance. I was gifted this, too much fragrance, and I didn't appreciate a lot of benefit from it. A Cure Radically Rejuvenating Face Mask. This is a Moroccan red clay and marshmallow root mask, and this was okay. Again, not something that I really appreciated a huge difference when I used, so not something I would purchase going forward. Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Hyaluronic Clay Pore Tight Facial Mask. Someone was talking about this on YouTube and they made me want to try it, and I purchased it. It took me a while to use it up and it was just okay. I wouldn't purchase it going forward. And something I will say, especially going through these empties, there are certain products that I'm very, very loyal to, and I'm sure you'll be able to tell as we go through this. The things that I absolutely love, I will continue to repurchase and use because I appreciate noticeable benefits from them. One of those products I absolutely love is the Cetaphil Pro Dermacontrol Purifying Clay Mask. When I'm going to record a video, when I'm going to go to an event, or if it's a hot, humid day, I will use this first thing in the morning. A clay mask is great for pulling out excess oil from the skin, and it can temporarily help to minimize the appearance of our pores. If I ever have something where I want just to look extra polished, I will use a clay mask, and I used every little bit. This is something I purchased on the recommendation of Dr. Dre, and I absolutely love it. And lastly, I have the Drunk Elephant TLC Sakura Baby Facial. This is a 25% AHA, 2% BHA exfoliating treatment. Was using this about once a week, and I have been through so many bottles of this through the year. I just got to a point where I was tired of plunking down. I think this is like $80 now here in Canada, if not more. It's okay. It's just something I don't feel like I need in my routine anymore. I'm a huge fan of like pimple patches. I find if I use one of these, then I'm less likely to try to extract it. That is what I love these for. I like the ones from Mighty Patch. I find these work the best, and I just purchase whichever ones I can find for the best price. I tried to do a few more face masks this year. I used one of my Foreo Make My Day hyaluronic like little sheet mask for the Foreo UFO device. So I used one of those. I used a pack of Creme Shop 5 More Minute Hydrogel Under Eye Patches. These were cute. They were fun. I do like to use a hydrogel pack before I record a video. I'm currently using these rose jelly ones I got from Masques. They're nice, and you will see those in the next empties video. I used a Light Stem Hydrogel Baby Soft Sheet Mask. This was okay. It was just a nice hydrating mask. Same can be said for this Garnier Skin Active Moisture Bomb Super Hydrating Mask. I have a huge stack of sheet masks I'm trying to use up. Come to realize I don't enjoy sheet mask. I rather apply it like a cream mask and then wipe it off either at the sink or in the shower. Sheet mask, they just don't stay on my face very well, and they can sometimes feel a little suffocating. So I'm not a huge fan of sheet masks, but I'm trying to get through the ones I have in my collection. Bioderma Senso Bio. Personally prefer the classic Bioderma Senso Bio. This was okay, but I'm gonna stick to the other one. 3 oil cleansers, and Oil cleansing is my favorite way to remove makeup. I should have one more of these because I finished it not too long ago, but it's the version that's a pink bottle with the blue pump. This is the Osmanthus. This was okay. I enjoy it. If it's available, get it on sale, I would get it. Another cleansing oil I really loved, Hada Labo Gokujyun cleansing oil. I believe this is like their moist oil cleansing. This was a really nice and removed makeup really effectively, and I just love a nice cleansing oil before I use my secondary cleansing step in the evening. And then I finished off a little sample of the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. This is okay. I just don't like the smell. It smells like cooking oil, so I'm not a huge fan of it, but a lot of people like it, and I'm glad I got to try it out. Moving on to skin cleansers, and this year was just a year of dud cleansers that it felt like it took me forever to get through, and I did not enjoy the process. Biossance Squalane and Elderberry Jelly Cleanser. One of my friends gave me this. I used it up, but I just wasn't a fan. And I remember she gave this to me because she wasn't a fan and she just wanted me to try it. So neither of us were fans, and definitely wouldn't purchase it again. This was okay. It's so expensive for a cleanser, and I don't like to spend a lot of money on cleansers because, to be realistic, it's on your face for a minute, then it goes down the drain. It should be able to cleanse your skin without stripping your skin, and I don't feel like I need to spend $100 to get this again. This was gifted to me by a friend, so not something I would purchase again. Next is the Aveeno Calm and Restore Redness Relief Cleanser. This is something I remember I saw in Walmart when I was in the States, and I love the Calm and Restore range, and I struggle with redness. I thought this was a perfect match. This cleanser was extremely gentle. It just didn't do a lot. So I found whenever I use this, I would go back in with another cleanser that I preferred better. So wouldn't repurchase, and I don't really feel like it removed anything. One of my favorite morning cleansers all time, especially in the warmer, more humid months, the CeraVe Acne Control Cleanser. This has 2% salicylic acid. I like to get in the shower, moisten my face, then work this into an emulsion and massage into my skin, let it sit on for a few minutes like a mask, then rinse it off. And I find that's great for helping keeping any blocked pores, blackheads, oil buildup around the nose, especially. So helpful. And also, if you're someone who like shaves, it's really good for minimizing the shave irritation because the salicylic acid can penetrate through the oil and just help keep everything inside the pore lining nice and clean. One of my all-time favorite gentle cleansers. I have been through so many of these through the years. This is the Roche-Posay Toleriane Dermo-Milk Cleanser. Really beautiful, very gentle, hydrating, creamy cleanser that still removes makeup decently well. Love this. And as soon as I finish off the hydrating cleanser I have in my shower now, I would go back to this one in a heartbeat. Another hydrating cleanser I used, I really enjoyed. This is the Bioderma Sensibio Soothing Micellar Cleansing Foam Gel. This is something I use as a face and body wash. Extremely gentle, great for making the skin feel nice and clean without feeling stripped, and you get a lot of product. And I believe when I purchased it, also came with like a mini size of this shower cleansing oil, which I will talk about in my body skincare empties. Next, I have a bottle of Panoxyl. This is the 10% benzoyl peroxide wash. I purchased the 10% on accident. I prefer the 4%. This is something I like to use once a week as like a deep cleansing treatment mask cleanser, and I also use it on my feet and on my underarms to help mitigate body odor. So you only need a small amount. I've got one of these. I'm finishing it now. I use about 2 of these in a year, or a little bit over a year. The cleanser that has a chokehold on me. I currently have 2 of them in my washroom right now. One in my shower, one at my sink, and this is the CeraVe Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser. I love this so much. It's a nice oil that you can emulsify, and it comes a really beautiful silky lather. On the days where I want to just be really thorough with my cleanse, I can do this in addition to my cleansing oil step, or if I'm just like having a day, I'm exhausted, I can use this, take a few extra seconds to really massage it in, and I find it still gets all the makeup off quite effectively. I also love using this to clean my makeup brushes. It's so versatile and wonderful. Next up, we have one of my favorite steps, and that is is my toner or essence step. My favorite essence I think I've used in the longest time is the Anua Heartleaf 77% Soothing Toner. This is the jumbo 500 ml size. I love this so much. I have another 500 ml bottle currently in my washroom now, and I love this so much. When you first use it, it almost feels like you're doing nothing because it's like putting water on your skin. But I will do 1 to 2 layers on my face, my neck, and my chest. And just for reference, I take my skincare routine from my hairline all the way down to like the bra line, and then I'll also take it on my hands and on my arms to whatever is visible, because I want to treat all of my exposed skin as a cosmetic unit. And especially as I've gone through my transitioning journey, my necklines have gone lower, so I now treat all of my skin from my hairline down to the bra band. This lasts me for about 3.5 months, and I absolutely love it. And I'm gonna give this a break after my next one because I've got one from Round Labs I'm so excited to try out. But if you want a really nice, soothing, and hydrating toner that you can just put on multiple layers of and it never feels heavy, it never weighs the skin down, the Anua Heartleaf toner is absolutely beautiful. The next lightweight toner that I really enjoyed was the Isntree Green Tea Fresh Toner. This is the second bottle of this I've been through, and I liked it. My only issue is sometimes if I'm kind of rushing through my skincare routine, where this is a tea base, it can stain light colored clothes, and especially when I had just had my hair lightened. I remember I was like, why am I getting like these dark patches? Because like my hair is bleached to like a light color. I mean, this is a wig, not my hair, but my hair underneath I have bleached to like a lighter color, and it was staining like a weird orange color. Then I figured out it was this. So this is nice. You just have to be careful with how you apply it because it can stain. I do like this, but I'm currently getting my antioxidants in another step of my routine, so I have not repurchased this again. Getting to a little bit more of a viscous toner, Pecan Yule Essence Toner. I really enjoyed this, and I keep meaning to repurchase this, but I've just got other things. I'm really enjoying my routine, but I would repurchase again. Hydrating Soothing Toner by BYOMA. This is the Hydrating Milky Toner with barrier lipids plus polyglutamic acid and cica. This was really nice. It's a nice milky essence or toner, and I really enjoyed it. I will say though, I got about halfway through this bottle and I was just really ready to move on. I just kind of felt burned out with this one, and it was nice. I found it very similar to the next one we're going to talk about. So if you have been curious about the Rhode Glazing Milk, but you want something at more of an economical price, you might like the BYOMA one. Brings us to the Rhode Glazing Milk. This is something I received for Christmas from my sister-in-law. It was a little set that she put together with the glazing milk, the peptide glazing fluid, and then one of the lip balms. This was nice. I enjoyed it, but again, I got about halfway through and I got very, very bored of it. And I found it smelled like plastic that had been left in the sun. It was a very, very odd experience. It did help prep the skin really, really nicely for makeup. This reminds me of my Sana Soy Milk Toner, and I much prefer that, and it's cheaper than this. Moving into serums, and we're going to start with the order in which I would layer my serums. The first one we have is the Ordinary Lactic Acid 5% plus hyaluronic acid. I would use this before I use my vitamin C because when you lower the pH of the skin, there's been some studies showing that it can help your vitamin C products to work a little bit more efficiently. I've since started using a liquid exfoliant, and I use that in place of this. I prefer the mileage I get out of this. This was nice though, especially if you're a newcomer to using an alpha hydroxy acid exfoliant in your skincare routine. You might really enjoy this. Vitamin C, for most of the year, I was using Goodall Green Tangerine VITA-C Dark Spot Serum. This is something I purchased because it was the top rated vitamin C product on Olive Young, and I really, really enjoyed it, and it lasted for me about 4.5 months. I really, really enjoyed it. I really liked the texture of it. I would repurchase this again. The next vitamin C is from the brand Green Envy. This is the Glow C Brightening Serum, and one of my friends, she opened up a spa, and this is one of the lines she was carrying. So when she had her open house, this was one of the products I purchased, and I had to check the dates because this ran out on me very abruptly. I purchased this on November 11th, 2024. This was emptied, like totally empty, on January 14th. So I got just over 2 months, and this is 30 ml product, and I think it was either like 90 or 100 Canadian dollars. I want like a full 3 months out of my products, because with like a little bottle that's 30 ml from The Ordinary, I get about 3 months out of this. So when I'm spending $100 on something like this, I just want it to last me a little bit longer. What I do like is it's an airless pump, so when I got to the very end and I went to go pump, it took me a bit to like kind of break into it and get this cap off, but when I finally got the cap off, I could see it was completely empty. So you did get everything out of this, and I feel like if you were just using it on your face, this would have lasted longer, but for me, I want to keep this cosmetic unit all together. I wish it lasted a little bit longer. One of my absolute favorites, and I remember I purchased for the first time back in 2023 on recommendation of Abby Young. This is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide plus Copper Peptide 1% Serum. This used to be called Buffet plus Copper Peptides. I really love this. First step in the evening after I tone, and I absolutely love it. And I find it's done wonders for helping keeping my skin tone feel a lot more even and bright. Inkey List Q10 Serum. I use this on my arms and my hands as a little step to my summer skincare routine. Toku10 is a great antioxidant, so I would use this under my moisturizer or sunscreen for my arms just to help keep sun damage at bay. This was nice, and I don't know, I went through it way too quickly. This is 30 ml, so this is the same size as that vitamin C that I went through way too quickly. The next two serums we're going to talk about together, because I have been using these since late 2016. Timeless serums. I have the 4-ounce coenzyme Q10 and the Matrixyl 3000. I really like these, and like I said, I've been using them since 2016, and they're great serums. I like what they've done for my skin. I'm just bored, and we've been together for a very long time, and I want to mix things up a little bit. While I do enjoy these, I would repurchase them. I'm just taking a little bit of a break from them. Two serums from Trophy Skin. I have the Trophy Skin Pure Hyaluronic Acid Serum and the Trophy Skin Argan Stem Cell Serum. These came free when I purchased a light panel from them, like a red light panel, and they sat in my drawer for a little bit, then I finally used them. I really enjoyed the hyaluronic acid. The Argan Stem Cell, it just smelled like alcohol, and sometimes it stung my skin. I used this up on my arms, and the hyaluronic acid was nice, but I have hyaluronic acid in so many other steps in my skincare routine. I do not need a dedicated hyaluronic acid serum for my skincare routine. Rhode Peptide Glazing Fluid. Again, this was a gift from my sister-in-law, and I really enjoyed it, but I found I ran through it way too quickly, and then after using it and not using it, I couldn't really tell a difference in my skin. Like, my skin was hydrated, but I could just layer another layer of my essence or something on and get the same impact of this. This was nice. If I was gifted again, I would use it, but it's not something I would go out and buy with my own money. Next, we have a serum that I was using for quite a while, and again, it's like the ones from Timeless. I just got bored of it. It's Skin, and this is the Power 10 Formula LI, which LI stands for licorice root in this instance, Effector Firefighter 10. This is a licorice root serum, and it's really great for helping calm down inflammation and soothing redness. I really enjoyed this, but I've become really diligent with working azelaic acid and tranexamic acid into my skin to where I no longer feel like I need this in my routine. But if you're curious, and you can find this on sale in like YesStyle or Olive Young, this is a nice one to try if you were curious. Speaking of azelaic acid, we have azelaic acid. So the first one is the Naturium Azelaic Acid Topical 10% Serum, glycinated azelaic acid 10% plus niacinamide and vitamin C. This was nice. It was a nice thin watery formula. This was another one of those formulas I just feel like I went through way too quickly. It's a very liquid formula. It's 30 ml of products, but between using this in my face, neck, and chest, I ran through this way too fast. Other end of the spectrum, I have the Peach Slices Redness Relief Azelaic Acid Serum and the Polished Choice Azelaic Acid Booster. These both have 10% azelaic acid, and these tubes are like the never-ending tubes of azelaic acid. Peach Slices, I actually cut it in half, and when I cut it in half, there was so much product up here. It was another almost 2 weeks of using this daily. I'm currently using the second bottle of this I have, and I know I will be set for the next 3 months. This is the Peach Slices Azelaic Acid Serum. This is something that I suggested to one of my friends to use, and she loved it so much. I'm like, okay, I need to get another bottle of this and try it, and I love it too. It's really nice. I purchased this at Ulta. Two of the Inkey List 10% Azelaic Acid Serum. This is okay. This is pretty easy for us to get here in Canada at Sephora. Found it a little bit thicker, and then I found the other formulas of azelaic salicylic acid that I prefer to this. So while this was okay, it's not one I want to purchase going forward. One of the big saving graces in my skincare routine is tranexamic acid. Tranexamic acid is great for helping to balance the skin tone and work on hyperpigmentation as well as sun-related damage. I started using this mostly on my neck and chest because if you go back to some older videos, especially the beginning of last year, as my necklines started to go down, my neck and chest were just so red and blotchy. Really got into using tranexamic acid. I feel like between that, my retinoids and sunscreen, especially sunscreen, I've really helped kind of turn back the hands of time on the sun damage. It's not perfect. It won't be perfect unless I get like an in-office laser done, because sun damage is just one of those things. Once it's done, it's really hard to reverse it, but my topical products have made such a difference. So I've been through 3 of the Inky List tranexamic acid night treatments. I love this so much. I'm currently trying one from Kose and I really enjoy that too, and it's lasted me a little bit longer than the Inky List ones were. The Inky List lasts me right at 3 months, and then I need a new one. Next, I have the Dr. Dennis Gross Triple Correction Eye Serum. This is a mix of retinol and ferulic acid. This is the second bottle that I went through, and then I switched from this to the Beauty of Joseon Ginseng and Retinaldehyde Eye Serum, and I much prefer that over this, and it is a fraction of the price. Tretinoin Cream. This is the Stevia A 0.025% tretinoin cream. This has been discontinued, and my dermatologist switched me over to the Retin-A Micro 0.04% gel, and it's given my skin a little bit of a boost. I felt like over the last 3 weeks of using it every third night, my skin tone has really smoothed out. I'm enjoying that. I loved my topical tretinoin cream. This tube has lasted me for a little too long. I found like at first with my Retin-A Micro, I was getting a little bit of dryness that quickly kind of smoothed itself out, and then I finished up what I could get out of this on my hands, and then I noticed the color started to get a little bit more brownish, so then I just put it in the empties. We are going to rapid fire go through moisturizers. I've tried a few moisturizers I've really liked, but outside of my favorite, none of these have really stuck for me. So the first one is the Inky List 10% Urea Moisturizer. This was okay. I like the benefit of urea because urea is great for smoothing out skin texture as well as acting as humectant and helping to pull moisture into the skin. This was nice. It was just a thick cream, and if I was to go back to another urea-based facial moisturizer, I would go for the one from Eucerin. Peach Slice's Snail Rescue All-in-One Oil-Free Moisturizer. This is one I purchased on a whim at Walmart when I was in the US. It was a gel cream, and I found myself layering my CeraVe moisturizing body lotion on top of this just because when I used this, I felt like I wanted more, and it was another one of those products I had to cut open to get all of it out. Tower 28 SOS Save Our Skin Daily Barrier Recovery Cream. Again, a product I needed cut open. This was really nice. I just felt like I could get similar effects with like my CeraVe moisturizing cream without having to spend the premium. You want a nice, soothing, indulgent skincare product, you can't go wrong with it. A very similar product, but you get more product and a better price point. This is the Purito Dermide Relief Barrier Moisturizer with ceramides. This was really nice. I enjoyed it, but again, this is one of those products I just got bored of using, and I don't know what it is. Like one of the moisturizers, like my favorite CeraVe moisturizer we're talking about, I've gone through countless of them over the years, and I don't get bored with it, but this is just one of those products. I enjoyed it, I appreciate it, but I was ready for something new when I finished off with this. Vanity Cream Daily Facial Moisturizer. A lot of people rave about Vanity Cream. My issue with Vanity Cream is some days it's good, other days it sets my face on fire, and then I end up having to wash my face, put it on top of like a calming colloidal oatmeal base, and then going to bed. But there's just something about Vanity Cream products that really agitate my skin, so I did end up using this up on my arms and my chest, but on my face, this ended up irritating me more than it did like soothing the moisture needs of my skin. 2 of my CeraVe PM moisturizers. This is generally my daytime moisturizer. I love the CeraVe moisturizing cream from the big tub with the pump for nighttime, but during the day, I love this. It's a nice simple moisturizer. It does have the inclusion of niacinamide as well as the triple ceramide blend. I really love this. I've got one more in my washer I'm using up now that's almost empty. I don't have another one of these on on backstock because I just got some moisturizers in from Yes Style. I want to try, I'll at least have one of these in my empties for next year. Are we ready for sunscreen? I went through a lot of sunscreen this year. For the last 10 years, hold on, I need a water break. Well, since before I started YouTube, I have really appreciated sunscreen. I would say my love for sunscreen really kicked off in 2011 when I was coming out of my tanning bed era. Now, my tanning bed era was very short-lived. It went from about end of 2009 to like beginning to mid of 2011, and that's when my dermatologist I was seeing then was like, you know, you're causing a lot of damage, and I'm like, oh, I am. So then I really got into my skincare and fell in love with sunscreen, although it's taken years to find sunscreens that I really enjoy and really appreciate. So let's go through the ones I used this year. First one I have here, 2 tubes of the Hero Force Shield Super Light Sunscreen SPF 30. This was really nice. I loved it at the beginning of the year, and then I just got really irritated with this like mint green tint, and I said we needed a break. This is a 100% mineral or inorganic or physical sunscreen. This has zinc oxide at 17.53%. It is a nice mineral-based sunscreen, and I remember I purchased at Target in the US, and it's nice. Mineral sunscreen that I did not enjoy, and I could not use it up quick enough. This is the Necessaire the Sunscreen Mineral SPF 30. This has 20% zinc oxide, and it is the thickest, pastiest diaper rash cream like sunscreen. I dreaded using this, but I spent like, I think it was like $40. So I used every last bit. And to be honest, I mostly used it on the tops of my feet last summer, and it did the job. 100% would not repurchase this again. A Tude House Sun Prize Mild Airy Finish Sunscreen SPF 50 plus PA 3 plus. This is either the second or third bottle I've gone through, and with every bottle I've gone through, I just like it less and less. As I've gotten older, as my skin's gotten drier, I just find this is just really dry and kind of chalky on the skin. And I've found other sunscreens that are a lot more elegant that I like better than this. Next, I have 2 Korean beauty sunscreens. Cell Fusion C Laser Sunscreen 100 SPF 50 plus with a PA of 3 plus. And I have the Dr. G Green Mild Sun Plus SPF 50 plus PA of 4 plus. This is a combination sunscreen, and this is a mineral sunscreen. I used to love these both, and then I just got really tired of them. And the Cell Fusion C, it's a really weird one. Some days, I don't know if I just applied more than others, but there's some days this would blend in so beautifully, and there was other days it was a white pasty mess. And I spoke really highly of this in a short, and then I finished it off, and then I had no desire to purchase again. Same thing can be said for the Dr. G. Some days this looked great, some days it looked really, really white and heavy on the skin, and just life's too short to deal with chunky white sunscreens if you can find another one that your skin tolerates. Next, I have 2 from Skin Aqua. These are the tone up. So this is the Skin Aqua Tone Up UV Essence SPF 50 plus PA 4 plus. This is the like mint green, and then this is the lavender. These I used to really like, and then I got so tired of using them. I'm currently going through one more. I currently have the lavender one on my neck and chest. I'm halfway through the current bottle, and I have one more backup. I'm just ready to be on a break from these. There's nothing wrong with them. As I've tried more sunscreens, these feel a little thick and heavy and kind of chalky on the skin. Not bad. If you want to tone up sunscreen, these are okay. I don't feel the need for a tone up. Now I have a heap of tinted sunscreens. It's interesting because with all of these tinted sunscreens, I've had moments where I really loved them, and then something happened. So Ulta MD UV Physical Broad Spectrum SPF 41. I used to love this, and they changed the formula, and it became so orange. Will not repurchase it, but I used up the one I had. Next, I have the second bottle of the Dr. Sam's Flawless Gossamer Tint in Tint 01. This is nice. This is definitely a thicker, more emollient tinted sunscreen. If this wasn't so expensive to get here in Canada, I would repurchase it, but I also need my skin to be a lot more dry than it is, because if my skin feels the least bit oily or sweaty, this feels like a thick layer of like oil on my skin, and I just don't enjoy it. Not bad. I don't know if I would repurchase it. Another product I just got bored of, Neutrogena Pure Screen Mineral UV Tint with vitamin E, SPF 30, and shade light. This was okay, but then I got to the halfway point. I was just really tired of using this. And then I have the Cetaphil Redness Relieving Daily Facial Moisturizer with SPF 20. First thing is, I wish this had a higher SPF, but one of my friends gifted me this, so I wanted to use it up. This is okay, but the tint is extremely yellow to where when I tried to use this on its own, I looked extremely yellow, and I had to end up doing a lot of color correcting on top to make my skin match the rest of my body. So I wouldn't purchase this again, and you can find SPFs out there with at least an SPF 30 that don't have a strong yellow tint. Now on to the sunscreens I used and I loved. If I had to rank the sunscreens that I loved using the last year that I finished, at the bottom of the list for price only would be the Ulta MD UV Daily Broad Spectrum SPF 40. This is a combination sunscreen. I believe this has, yes, zinc oxide and octinoxate. This does sting around my eyes, so this was exclusively a neck and chest sunscreen. I love this so much. I generally apply my sunscreen in 3 layers, so I go through sunscreens pretty quickly. This lasted me for about a month and a half, which is normal for me. With a sunscreen I'm using on my neck and chest or as a base layer non-tinted sunscreen, I go through those pretty quickly. So if this wasn't expensive, I would use it more frequently, but I have found things that are more affordable that I don't feel as guilty about using as much as I do. A favorite of mine, and I know I've been through more of these, I think one of them I threw away, and I think the other one my husband actually has, Can Make Mermaid Skin UV Gel SPF 50+, PA rating 4+. Only complaint with this is it is tiny. One of these lasts me, I can sometimes squeeze it out to a full month, but normally this is about 3 weeks worth of product. It is $10, so if I get about 3 weeks of it, it's not horrible, but there are more economic options out there. But the Can Make applies like a dream under makeup. One that I just recently finished up, this is the iUnit Scintilla Calming Daily Sunscreen SPF 50+, PA 4+, and it is fully empty. Some of them I forgot to squeeze the air out of. I like to squeeze the air out of them so they can pack a little bit more tightly into the trash bin. But this was a really, really nice one. I liked it. It was calming. I just felt like I went through it a little too quickly, especially compared to some of the other ones I used up. This was one I didn't dislike, but I didn't love. This technically shouldn't be in like my favorite sunscreen. It was decent. Skin 1004 Madagascar Scintilla Airfit Sun Cream Light SPF 30 PA 4+. Currently using the Skin 1004 or 1004 sunscreen with the light blue, and I prefer that one much more. One of my favorite tinted sunscreens. I just wish it wasn't so outrageously expensive. Color Science Sunforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Classic SPF 50 with a PA rating of 4+. This is a really beautiful light peachy tint. For me, I find this is a great balance of sun protection and color correction all in one. This, however, has been replaced by the tinted sunscreen I'm wearing today, which is the RMS Super Natural Radiant Serum. This has an SPF 30, and this comes in 3 shades. I do wish this one had a higher sunscreen, but this one is a lot more affordable than the Color Science, at least I think it is. This is not available in Canada yet, so I can only get this when I'm in the States, and this I can get at a few dermatologists' offices as well as a little boutique called Etiquette. Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen SPF 50+ with a PA rating of 4+. I squeezed every drop of this, and I just got 2 new bottles in my most recent Yes Style order. I'm so excited to have this back in my collection. It's a beautiful sunscreen. Layers under makeup like a dream. 2 bottles of the Round Labs Birch Juice Moisturizing Sunscreen. This is probably my favorite untinted base layer sunscreen I have used, and these are so good. I mean, I went through 2 of them, squeezed all the product out. They are wonderful. I do not see it, but I know I went through a 2-pack of the Beauty of Joseon Sun Relief Moisturizing Sunscreen. I just don't know where the packages are, but I went through 2 of them because when I was going through my receipts from last year, I purchased a 2-pack from Olive Young, and I guess I threw them away because they're not in my collection. I remember using them, and I thought I put them in here, but I guess I didn't. The Beauty of Joseon should also be in here. Wow. I went through a ton of sunscreens. On the bright side, I didn't get a sunburn, so that's always a plus. To finish off my skincare empties, I have lip balms, and we're gonna go through these from my least favorite to my most favorite. My least favorite is the Sun Bum Cocoa Balm in the shade Groove Cherry. This was just okay. It was a very stiff formula that just felt like I was rubbing like a solidified coconut oil on my lips. Not a fan, but I mean, it did a decent job. e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm, and this is in the grape flavor or purple tint. It was okay. You get such a small amount of product, and much like the next one we're gonna talk about, the Laneige, it's such a stiff, hard to squeeze formula that I don't love them, but I also don't like putting my fingers in pots. It's a mixed bag, but this was okay. I just went through it too quickly. Next up is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Berry. This again, I don't know. I just got very bored of using this, and it's not bad, but it's not amazing in my opinion. I know a lot of people love this. There's just things I like more. Next is the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment. This is in Watermelon Slice. I would have loved this if it wasn't for the watermelon flavor. There's just something about these artificial watermelon flavors that reminds me of like watermelon Jolly Ranchers as a kid, and I really, really disliked that artificial watermelon candy flavor. It's not for me, but I managed to completely use this one up. One I absolutely loved. It's just so expensive. This is the Tatcha Kisu Lip Mask. This is beautiful. It's a thick, lush, glossy balm. I almost wish it was in a squeeze tube so I could use it more readily, but I don't love things I have to put my fingers in or use a spatula. This was nice. I replaced this with the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Balm, and it's okay. I prefer this over the Lawless. I don't know which of these I prefer more. They were both great. The original way I had them ranked is the Avène Sickle Fate Restorative Lip Cream. This is really nice, really reparative. And the dead of winter, the corners of my mouth can get really dry and cracked. This always soothes them. I want to say my possible favorite lip balm has been the Clinique Moisture Surge Lip Hydro-Plump Treatment. This was really nice. I have no idea where I got this from. I do not remember buying it. I can't find out any of my receipts. It was in my collection. I used it up and I really, really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to edit this video and just see how long it was. I still need to go through body skincare and my hair care empty, so I cannot wait to see you for those videos. Until we see each other again, I hope you're taking care of yourself wherever it is you are in the world, and let me know if you've tried any of these skincare products out, or if there's any products that you think I might enjoy that you love. Until we see each other again, take care. Bye, y'all.